Good morning. Welcome to another day of Mindful Monday. What I thought I'd talk to you about is compassion fatigue. What compassion fatigue is when you are constantly caring and giving and loving for others, and eventually what happens is you stop taking care of yourself as much as you need, and you start to burn out. The stories you're hearing, the feelings that you're feeling just wear your system down. And it happens a lot for therapists, first responders, people that are in a state of having to give and care for others. And usually it goes unnoticed. It's when our self care starts to get a little bit bad because usually the first thing that goes when we start running out of time is our self care. And some of the symptoms are irritability, anxiety, more anger towards the people we care about, lashing out, sleep deprivation, feeling exhausted. These things start to come into play when we're caring so much. And right now, in the state that our country is, in the state that we are in, there's a lot of caring. We have a pandemic that we've been going through. We have social justice issues that we're all constantly dealing with and trying to have conversations about in a healthy and productive way. We have family issues that have been up and down, and we've been stuck in the house with more people maybe than we're used to. We have work issues. Are we going back to work? Are we not going back to work? How do we go back to work? How do I put on a new shirt when I've been living in sweats for the last 4 months, right? There's so many things that we have to care about. And if we're not being mindful of that, then it just seems like these are just things that we do that have no weight, no gravity, but they do take away some of our energy. We have to be present with these issues. And when we are putting that mental space there, it starts to wear us down. And so this week, being mindful of all the things that you are caring about, all the things that you are putting your energy into, validating that for yourself. Like I said, writing it down, using your journal, noticing, okay, these are the things, this is where my head's at. I'm in 1,000 different places right now. I'm not just right here. Validating that experience. And then checking down, what are your self-care tools that you're using right now? I talked about, constructive self-care versus nurturing self-care. Are you doing a lot of constructive self-care where you're not getting a lot of positive charge? You're just working on things to better yourself right now. Maybe it's time to start putting in a little bit more of that nurturing self-care where you're actively just taking care of yourself in that moment. Can you detach from some of the things that you do have to care about? Maybe taking an hour where it's just you time, where you are just thinking about you. And that doesn't mean zoning out on social media, watching as many videos as you can, but closing your eyes and just being present with your mind, noticing where it goes, noticing what happens in those 5, 10 minutes that you're breathing, right? Being able to detach from all the things that you care about, because what that's going to do, it's going to revitalize you a bit. It's going to be able to give you some clarity of, okay, I was so invested in this moment right here that I was seeing tunnel vision. And if you can detach for a little bit, you can see it from a different point of view. Maybe you start to get some of the solutions you were looking for. Maybe you start to notice that, hey, this isn't actually my stuff I'm worried about. This is someone else's. And I can worry about it with them. I can be present with them in that moment, but I have to be able to let go of it. A lot of times when we hear stories or we're being in these situations and we feel what's going on with a person, we can connect with them in that way. We forget to let go of that. We forget to take a moment out. One of the best practices that I've used and seen for this compassion fatigue is Tonglen meditation. And the basics of Tonglen, there's a lot to be studied on it, but if you're trying Tonglen, it's doing 10 minutes of just mindfulness, breathing, meditation, where you're being present. Then the next 10 minutes, you're breathing in the pain and suffering of the world. It can be the pain of suffering of yourself. It can be the pain of suffering of a friend, family member, whatever it is. You're breathing in pain and suffering. I know that sounds terrible, but you're practicing breathing it in. And when you're exhaling it, you're softly, gently breathing it out, almost like you're purifying it. You're creating this beautiful white pearl in front of you, just peace and love from all that darkness. You are creating peace and love. And then after that 10 minutes has passed, you go into another 10 minutes of just being present with your breath, being present of love, peace, letting your mind wander, and just noticing the difference. And what that's doing is practicing letting go of the pain and suffering. A lot of times when we're experiencing compassion fatigue, it's because we haven't let go of the other pain and suffering that we're experiencing, either from ourselves or from others. So being able to actively practice. This is a little bit more of a difficult technique, but if you can do it, setting your alarms for 10, 10, 10, it will be helpful in just being able to let go. Because that's the thing that we have to do sometimes, is being able to let go. We can remain aware, conscious, then also we have to practice letting go. So see if this helps this week. And if you have any questions about it, please send me a direct message and I would love to hear from you. Breathe deeply, live fully. Have a great day.